Earthlings, I'm Trice. In this video, I'm going to show you how the law of attraction really works in layman's terms, not the woo-woo language, and how you can use these 3 tricks to harness its power to bring you anything that you desire. I helped the client do this, and within 2 minutes, he was $10,000 closer to his goal. If he can do it, you can do it too. I'm going to do my best at explaining this clearly and succinctly, but if you really want to get the bang for the buck, I advise that you watch to the end of the video and suspend belief for a second. Then you can put your own stamp on it and decide if it's true or not. So what's the law of attraction and how does it really work? Let's first explain what the law of attraction is. In simplest terms, people would say like energy attracts like energy, but I feel like that is incomplete at expressing this superpower at your fingertips. So I'm going to take you on an adventure and try to explain it to you in a more powerful way. If you want to understand the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy and vibration. Everything in the universe can be reduced to energy that gives off a vibration. Me, you, this notebook, everything. So imagine an object of your desire. Pretend that you are trying to manifest the love of your life. That person has an energy or frequency that they emit. So harnessing the power of the law of attraction to draw that person to you, all you would do is mimic the frequency that they're putting out. And that is the fastest highway to get what you want because you are aligning with energy. Think how fast energy moves or light moves. When you're harnessing the power of the law of attraction and flowing with the energy and lining up to the things that you want, it will come faster than you ever thought possible. The universe works in efficiency. Think of grass growing in the ground. It doesn't, procrastinate, watch some Netflix, think about growing. These are human behaviors. Now, how do I align myself with the energy or vibration with the love of my life if I've never met them yet? I'm going to show you how to do that with these 3 tricks to harness the power of the law of attraction. Now, the law of attraction is working at all times, but to harness its power, you can do 3 specific things. And the first thing is to believe that it is possible, no matter what you're dreaming. Now, this can be quite hard to do. I have a client, and they've been my client for a year, but when they showed up this past meeting, oh my gosh, guys, they were depressed. They were defeated. And I said, what's wrong? And they said, Trice, we are never going to get out of debt. You see, they have $91,000 of student loan debt. A big portion of that is an 8% interest rate. And I said, well, why do you believe that? We've been together a year. We've made so much progress. And he goes, well, I went online and put in the $1,000 that we're paying into the online calculator. And it said to me that it will take 10 years to pay it off. A decade. Now, I agree, guys. That is freaking not motivating. And I said to them, do you notice I never do those projections? It's not a coincidence that I don't do them because they cannot account for one thing. I call it money magic in my practice or the law of attraction. Harnessing the power of the law of attraction. And if you don't have belief that it is possible, you cannot harness its power. You will be at its mercy. And this isn't just limited to my one single client. So many people in New York that are my clients believe that they can never afford to buy a home because the prices are too high. So what would the natural reaction be if that was your true core belief? You wouldn't even try. It would be insane to try something that you never thought was possible. Now with my client, I was pretty lucky. We had history, we had a year, and it was easy for me to build the belief back in because I had specific examples that they had lived through. They had started totally dead broke only had $200 in their bank account, over $120,000 of debt. Fast forward 1 year and they were $60,000 richer. So I could cherry pick from those events, saying how I could have not told you that was going to happen before it happened, but because you put your intention out, because you dared to dream, because you dared to believe, you activated the law of attraction. Now, if you don't have somebody fanning the flame of belief or guiding you to its activation, there's two things you can do. One is going to run out real quick, but you can fake it. You do not have to believe it in the core of your being. You just have to pretend that you believe it. The second thing I do is shift my location. For example, when I was manifesting my husband, my roommate said, "Come, let's go, let's mingle. Let's find that future husband." She was recommending we go downtown to a soiree. And I said, yes, there are boys there. There's none in the bedroom. So I can believe with a higher probability that I'm going to find my future husband interacting in a social environment rather than just wishing in my bedroom. Even when I was manifesting my $5,000 Chanel J12 watch, that idea, it kind of is really perfect to illustrate this location thing. I'm from Montana. I'm here in Montana at my parents' house. I had never even heard of a $5,000 watch before. But I was working at a bar and all the girls were talking about these $5,000, $10,000 watches, and I simply wanted to be a part of the conversation. So I went home and I Googled expensive watches, picked one I liked, and then used that as a talking point to interact with the other girls and become friends. It's about this time the secret came out and I said, well, heck, the $5,000 is my yearly rent. So if I manifest this watch, I will believe in the law of attraction. But do you see how I put myself in that location for it to deepen my belief? Now, belief is essential. It is the cornerstone, but it is nothing without this. The second thing you need to harness the power of the law of attraction is energy or a vibrational match to the thing that you want. Remember that client that I was talking about? And I could see that they were so defeated. In my mind, I said, we got to switch our strategy. No matter what is going on, they are never going to be able to get there like this. Oh, life sucks. Things aren't going well. Now, this doesn't mean you have to be happy all the time or anything like that. Happiness is just one of the high vibration emotions, but there's curiosity, there's excitement, there's joy, there's hope, there's adventure. There is a whole rainbow of emotions that will activate the law of attraction. So how did I shift their energy and vibration? The first thing I told them, I said, it's okay to feel crappy. You don't have to feel happy at the end of this call. You can still sit down, eat bonbons, watch Netflix, give up, all that. So I would recommend do that for yourself, no matter where you are or what you want. Just accept the current circumstance. This allows you to stop resisting and fighting against the law of attraction. Now, this is going to sound very counterintuitive, and I mention it on purpose because you might have to take this type of right turn to harness the power of the law of attraction. In financial planning, the most important things are first building an emergency fund, and then you go to step 2, and then you go to step 3, and then you pay off the debt. And it's very linear. And because of the pandemic on planet Earth and their emergency fund was only $10,000, I recommend that we stopped pushing towards the paying off student loan debt goal and build up that emergency fund for a little bit more security, just because that's what you're supposed to do in financial planning. But 3 months had passed doing that, and their spirit had died off. And I'm like, holy hell, we are not going to get anywhere. We're not even going to get that emergency fund if we continue with this line of thinking. I highlight and showcase this because sometimes the things that we're taught, do it by the book, this is the right way, is not harnessing the power of the law of attraction. So I advocated doing something bold and completely different. I said, I know that little computer printout has you paying off this debt in a decade. Let's mix that up. They're saying you can pay $1,000 a month. I'm saying let's harness the power of the law of attraction and say we will pay $10,000 in 3 months. That's over 300% faster. And in literally 2 minutes, this is what transpired. They said, oh, well, you know what? I just heard that we're getting an $8,000 tax return. And then his beautiful, soft-spoken wife said, well, I did just get a promotion, and I think that they might be giving me a $2,000 bonus. I was like, bravo! In 2 minutes, we have just reached our goal. So I said, let's be bold. Let's double our goal. And in 3 months, we will pay $20,000 to these student loans. So we thought about it for just a few seconds longer. And they said, well, we do have this really cool piece of information. They're allowing to put our loans in forbearance. And the high interest rate loan is 8%, and they just dropped it to 6% because it's a variable rate. Money magic. I said, great, let's put all our payments to that high interest loan and put the loans with only the 2% interest rate into forbearance. Do you see in the span of 20 minutes, that whole conversation, all the magic that transpired? And it was small shifting of things. And of course, doing it. Like they could have filed their taxes 6 months ago and saved themselves hundreds of dollars in interest. So how can you apply this in your life? Anytime you're trying to manifest anything, check in with how you feel. It's not to fake it or change it, but if it is feeling defeated and depressed, don't jump into that activity first. This was what is happening to me. I'm working on this investment course, and I've never built a course before, and I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed. And so I started cleaning my room. I cleaned it, I cleaned out space, and by the end of the time, I felt like a freaking superhero and had the energy to work on my project without faking it. It will make everything flow easier if you take that 1 hour or 10 minutes or day, whatever it is, to align yourself with the vibration of the thing that you want. That brings me to a question you might be asking yourself. How do I know the vibration of the thing that I want? I'll show you how in this next step. In doing this, I realized I have to make 2.5 steps because I forgot this massively important thing to harness the power of the law of attraction. And it is your imagination. Imagination is more important than knowledge. And this is why. Think of your imagination as a portal to infinite possibilities. This is kind of a wild concept called quantum jumping or reality transurfing. And I have videos here if you want to hear more about it. But it is this concept that all possibilities exist at the same time. And our way to access them is through the portal of our imagination. Our imagination feels like it's just daydreaming. But if you understand the secret of the universe, that everything is energy, if everything is vibration, then your imagination is like a door in the Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe that you walk through and you go to a different reality. And when you come back to this one, you came back with the energy and vibration of that other world. This is how you start to align yourself with the vibration of the things that you want. For example, soulmate. You can imagine what they look like. You can imagine activities they like to do. You can imagine them snugging you. All these things are the vibration of your desired object or reality. I think I just called your soulmate an object, but you get the point. So to harness the power of the law of attraction, to make it work for you, because it is always working, but to make it work for you, slip into the portal of your imagination. Allow yourself to dream, and allow yourself to dream big. Can I tell you a small story about my dream husband? I never thought I wanted to get married. I had been proposed to 5 times. So obviously I was putting out the vibe that I wanted to get married, but everybody that asked me, I had no desire to get married. So I internalized that as I just don't want to get married. But the truth was, I had to raise my expectations. I had to dream bigger. I had to put out the call to my fantasy man rather than just whoever was around to have a good time. Some people might call it raising the bar. That's why I invite you to dream big, because consequently, that activates all these high vibration emotions, which makes the law of attraction work so much faster. Fun, curiosity, excitement, pleasure. adventure. Now, this last little piece is going to help you put it all together to make it happen fast. And the third way to harness the power of the law of attraction is to learn how to visualize. Now, don't think of this as a homework assignment or like it's going to be boring and drudgery. And if you can't visualize, it's not even a problem. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. Let's take that client that I've been talking about with the $91,000 of debt. I knew their visualization had to be in line with their belief zone. So I said to them, let's forget the $91,000 for this experiment. Please just play with me. We are going to pay off that $20,000 in 3 months. This was something, especially since we already found the first $10,000, that they could wrap their mind around and they could believe. Do you see how I took their ultimate manifestation, getting rid of the $91,000, and I chopped it down to something with a short period of time that was right on the edge of their belief system, but was 600 times faster than that dinky spreadsheet. This is how you can harness the power of visualization. The feelings that go with getting rid of $20,000 in debt, how would that feel? Then at each session, I simply say, we've paid off $10,000, we've paid off $11,000 as the goal continues. And then they can see how much closer they're getting. They can feel it, they can visualize it. Now you might be like, well, that's just fine with numbers and everything, but I'm manifesting my soulmate. And I'm like, you can do this with your soulmate. Let's say you're manifesting your soulmate, but you've always been attracting like people that are just not right for you. But you decide that you want to manifest the love of your life. A way to break this down and visualize it in a way that's concurrent with your current belief system is to say, I am going to visualize myself meeting new guys or girls, and I can see myself mingling with people that I like and that like me. You see how this is on the continuum to getting the dream person, but it allows a person to not break that first cardinal rule of belief, and it allows them to see something clearly in their mind. Now, if it's something like a house or a physical object, those are the easiest. With my Chanel watch, I just cut out a black and white picture of it and pasted it on a piece of cardboard, hung it up on my fridge, and said, ooh, it's so beautiful. The mind cannot tell the difference between something real and something that's imagined. We have heard that and seen that proven it to us again and again through Olympic athletes. They visualize the race in their head and it makes them run faster in real life. This skill, this visualization skill, is one of the superpowers to activate the law of attraction to work for you, to flow with you. The mind does not think in words as much. The mind thinks in pictures. It feels pictures. Pictures say 1,000 words. You know this. I did this video how I sprinkling my manifestation into my current reality. It works like wonders. I already feel like I'm surrounded by my manifestation. So I am really curious what you think. Do you think the law of attraction is woo-woo? How do you feel about this concept of financial planning with the law of attraction? I have found that it's very, very difficult to get wealthy by following a linear progression that we've been told. So I'd be curious to hear your thoughts. See you on Wednesday, and if you leave me a comment, I always respond. Ciao.